I didn't know what, when this family was showing me so much love, I didn't know what that was. Because I wasn't used to that. It's like I'm used to being hated on, getting beaten. Why are you not hitting me?
When you're like now, all the kids, like you have something's wrong with you. Either you're too sleepy or whatever, you can't focus, or you're too hyper. Like we gotta put you on something.
I feel like a lot of people actually start getting serious, have something that happened in their life that flipped the switch.
Underrated, we the underdogs, underestimated.
What's up, guys? Welcome back to the Totem Podcast. I'm your host, Monico Carrillo.
And I'm your other co-host, Eric. Here on the podcast, guys, if you guys like what you're seeing, like what you're hearing, please, go down there, click subscribe. If you guys like today's guest, especially, he's fucking one badass guest. Make sure to hit that like button for sure. And if you guys like what we're doing here, share the show with one other person. That's all we ask you on the show. So guys, just welcome to the podcast where an act of rebellion is to question.
Yeah, Eric, with today's guest, we haven't met in person like before, but it's like I seen him and I was like, I started getting self-conscious, like, dude, like I need to fucking get on my shit, But so Joe, welcome to the podcast.
I appreciate it. Thank you for getting me on. I know it's been a couple times where we had some hiccups for me to get up on here, but here I am, and thank you for having me on the show.
Yeah, we're glad to have the conservative Christian here on the show with us.
Absolutely.
Sure.
Yeah, so people don't know you. Like, give us a brief background, just like who you are, what you do.
So I've only been living in Colorado for since 2015. I moved here. I was originally came from Virginia, but I'm originally from Michigan. I was a foster child in the system, but I grew up to beat the system because a lot of people don't realize is foster kids and stuff, they don't make it in society, and a lot of them they end up either 6 feet under the ground, they are in juvenile detentions, or they're in prisons, or they are homeless. When I got out of the foster care system, I became homeless. So I was like, I don't know what I got to do, because it's like you don't have any help. You're on your own, trying to figure out. You're 18 years old, trying to figure out this world by yourself, and you don't have no one. And it's one of the hardest things to deal with, is to basically, how do I survive? And I was never the type of person to be able to ask people for things, or stand on the corner to ask for money or anything. So there was days I didn't eat and stuff like that. I sat on the corner, and then, Michigan at the time in the 2008 was very cold during the winter times.
Oh yeah.
So we had tons of snow all the time. And so I slept on the benches. I had a couple friends here and there to give me places to live. And one day I just saw this sign that says, hey, we help foster kids to get back on their feet. And I got into there and got into the system, got a really good mentor. Him and his family have been in my life their whole entire life. I still talk to them. They're like my second family and everything like that. And I've met some really great people along my journey and things like that. And then one day I was like, with one of my buddies, they're like, let's move to Virginia. All right. So we just packed up and moved to Virginia, started all over again, went to college. That's when I joined the National Guard in Virginia. I was a part-time soldier, the weekend warrior. And then 2015, I came here. I still was a part-time soldier and came to Colorado. I took a job offer after I received my criminal justice degree as an associate-wise. I was waiting for a position working for the juvenile prison system out there in Golden, and did that for, I think about a year, and I was like, that is not for me. The way these kids think, and these are kids who like committed murder and rape and gave no shit about anything of what they've done. It's like, yeah, that's not the lifestyle I want to live. And being assaulted and spit on constantly was not for me. So took that and left that, and then took a truck driving position, and was like, I got to figure something else. And then I was granted an opportunity to be full time in the National Guard back in 2017, and I just been full time ever since. And you know, I've always built my social media. You know, I've always wanted to be big. You know, I used to be big actually on TikTok. I had
Really?
I had like
used to. What
to.
happened? What happened there?
So my first account, I had like 350,000 followers.
Okay.
And then I was permanently banned.
Okay.
Why?
Well, let's
happened?
hear the story. Let's go.
So, you know, I was one of those people who talked a lot of shit towards other people and made videos and talked shit. So I was like, well, if they're talking shit about me, I'm going to do the exact same thing. Well, it's funny how that person can talk shit about you, but you can't do it back to them without them reporting you. So my videos got reported so many times that I believe that's why TikTok banned that account. I was like, okay. I tried to fight for that account, never got it back. Then I got my second account and got up to 40,000 followers, and I was permanently banned again.
Okay.
And I was like, now I'm on my third account, and I only have like 1,200 followers, but I don't use TikTok as much anymore because it's just like, to me, that they push in a certain type of agenda, and if they don't like your agenda, then they permanently ban you. I've had a lot of people who are conservatives and stuff like that. There's a big guy named, I don't know if you guys ever heard of him, Conservative Ant. He's out of Florida. He's had hundreds of thousands of followers on TikTok, and the dude is like on his fourth account. But now he has like at 350,000, 400,000 followers now or something like that. And now he's big on Instagram and stuff like that, but he's huge. And but he's not your typical conservative because he's a gay conservative. Okay. And he doesn't follow the LGBTQ. He says it's part of the alphabet soup. And but people don't like that because it's not your typical conservative person.
He's one of the gays against grooming.
Yeah, he's a big supporter of them, and it's just one of those like. So he gets hated on a lot all the time, but he does not allow it to affect him, which I think it's absolutely amazing. Don't stop believing in what you believe in. It don't matter what what philosophy you believe in or what political. If that's what you believe in, stand for it, and don't allow someone to tell you that you can't.
Yeah, I think a lot of that, like nowadays, I guess you could say like you're saying, they push their agenda on you, so now people are like, they feel threatened. They don't want to be left out.
Yes.
They don't want to feel left out. They want to be a part of something. So they're like, I better just shut the fuck up because I want to be part of something. So.
Yeah, and to me, and that's why it's like I do post on TikTok, but I don't post. Whatever I post on TikTok is what I'm posting in my Instagram and basically my Facebook. It's the same thing, but I don't push like I need TikTok. It's like that's not my platform anymore. My platform is Instagram and Facebook. Those, and didn't even know that there was a way to receive that many followers on Facebook. Like one day I just got to the point, actually what got me really popular on Facebook is actually one video that I made.
Yeah, what was it?
It was the one where I did of my dog's last meal.
Really?
Oh, yeah, I seen that one.
Yes. And
so
that
was on Facebook that you got?
Yeah, I took the video that I made from it. I made that video and I put it on Instagram. It didn't do so well. But then I put it on Facebook and it went to 4 million views.
Really?
And it's still, and a lot of the videos I had were still about different pictures of my dogs and stuff, or not dogs, but videos of my dogs. And so, but that one hit 4 million views, like almost, I want to say, I don't know, 150 to 200,000 likes.
Really? Damn.
Hundreds of thousands and thousands of comments, and a lot of hate comments.
Really?
Oh, I received many hate comments. I got messages sent to me stating, why'd you kill your best friend? You're a dog killer. And I didn't let that stuff bother me for like this first couple weeks and stuff like that because I'm like, I know the truth. I let him go due to him having some a lot of different medical issues. And it was best for him because he was just struggling and barely, the dog had a hard time breathing. He couldn't walk on his back legs. I had to pick him up all the time if he fell. He tripped on his front legs. He had dementia where he stood still and stared at a wall for hours at a time. He went to the bathroom nonstop controllably in the house. Like he couldn't do it. He was on all the medications that he's allowed to be on for a dog who's 105 pounds. The dog was 14 years old. He's had a tremendous, great life.
Yeah.
You know,
and that's what the people online they don't see all that shit. That they don't see that you had him probably like his whole life or whatever, or a good chunk of it, and you saw him when he was healthy, running around doing all this shit, and then you see him just like get old, start struggling. It's like starts to fucking hurt you, like emotionally, like them, like that's my buddy. It's like, but then at some point you got to do what's best for them.
Absolutely, and it was many times where I thought I was gonna have to put him down, but then all of a sudden he just came back to normal again. I mean, he still was kind of in pain here and there, but I was like, the last week, I'm just like, I got to go back to work, and I just bought him diapers, dog diapers, and I told myself, what am I doing? I'm being selfish, and I'm keeping him alive for myself. And I was like, I can't do this no more. As much as it hurt me so much and bothered me so much, because I'm like, I had him for nearly 13 years of his 14 years of life. So we've lived a great life. He's been to 3 different states. He's probably seen more things than most dogs have. And
than most people.
Yeah. Like, he's been to Michigan. We got him in Michigan. He lived in Virginia. He's lived in Colorado. He's been to the beach. He's been to the mountains. He's been everywhere. The dog had so many different types of toys. I made homemade meals for him. I mean, he's had a tremendous, great life that most dogs don't get. And for me, it's like, I was spending, I want to say like $500 to $600 a month for almost 3 years for all of his medication.
Really?
Struggling.
That's crazy. That's expensive, huh?
Yeah. And his insurance. And I was doing that for nearly 3 years of the last of his life. And some people are like, what are you doing? I said, well, I love him too much. And so I said, so there were times I'm like, I'm struggling to survive, but I'm like, I'd rather see my dog, because they can't do it themselves. Someone has to do it. And I chose to give him the life, because the day I got him was the day they were putting him down.
Really?
Back in Michigan, yeah. And
so did you get him did you get him from like a shelter, or where'd you pick?
Yeah, I got him from like the Humane Society up in Michigan. And I was like, I first saw him, I was like, oh, no, dude, you're too big. You're too big. So I
you're going to eat too much.
Yeah. I was just, he had this big, huge head. And I was like, oh, nope. And so I moved on from him. I saw this all-white husky, and I was like, ooh, I want this husky. Adopted. Then I went down. And
Huskies are crazy, dude.
I have one now.
Okay.
Yeah, they are. And then I was like, okay, skip that dog again. Go down here, and I saw this beautiful Springer Spaniel, orange, and it was like that cream orange. And I was like, ooh, I want that one. Adopted. And I'm like, well, I don't want any other dog.
Yeah.
Then I go back to this. Then I go back to this one, and I went back to it because I noticed that he was the only one in that whole thing that did not have a name tape. And I said, so I asked them, I was like, hey, I'm just curious, why doesn't he have a name tape? Oh, today's his last day. I said, oh, okay, that's great.
You got adopted.
He got adopted. They're like, no, he's getting put down. I said, for what? They're like, nobody wants him. And I said, so what got me attached to him is he being a year old. I was like, that is not fair for a dog like that. Definitely a black lab mix who will show you so much love. So I put my hand underneath the thing, and I was like, all he did was just scratch my hand, trying to get out of the thing, crying like, help me. And I said, okay, let me take this. Can I take this dog in the back? And they're like, yeah, sure. And they're like, just so you know, he's an orange dog. I'm like, what is an orange dog? An orange is the color where they give a dog a color based on what they do. So an orange meant he's a counter jumper. Okay. So what's wrong with the counter jumper? I'm like, I believe as a kid, I probably jumped on counters too.
Yeah. And he's a year old too, so it's like.
Yeah. And I was like, okay, well, Okay, so I got him. I took him in, and his name was Tank in the beginning. And I'm like, this dog has so much life. Like, I'm not going to just let him go away. So I said, I'll take him. They're like, are you sure? Yeah, I'll take him. $50. Okay, dude, here's your money. So I paid the money, come back a couple weeks after they do all the shots and neuter them and all these different things. And I come back and, bring the dog home, and I see why they call him a counter jumper. I went shopping one day, and I come back, and then I left my house to go out with some friends. I come back, everything I bought was gone.
Damn.
The boxes of cereal on the floor, eaten. The ramen noodles on the floor, eaten. Pop-Tarts on the floor, eaten. Everything. I was like, dog, where's my food? And there was one time where I went outside. We had a shooting around our house, and so I went outside. I just made some pizza, just took it out of the oven, put it on top of the oven, let it cool its thing. I didn't think he was gonna try to go touch it because it's hot. Yeah. So I go back. I wanted to go see what's happening outside. There's a naked dude on top of the roof shooting at the police. I said, I want to watch too. See what's going on. Being nosy. And I come back and that pizza was gone.
He didn't give a fuck if it was hot or not.
No, he didn't give a shit. Damn. And then back then I used to, before I joined the military, I used to smoke a lot of weed. Yeah. And I had this big ounce of marijuana on the table. And I went to a store. Again, one of those things I leave the store. I don't think that a dog is going to eat that. I come back. I asked my roommate, because I don't see the bag. Yeah. And I asked my roommate, I said, did you take, because he smoked a lot of weed too. And he's like, I'm like, did you take my stuff? He's like, no. It just doesn't jump off the table. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Well, here comes my dog just rolling around and just going around.
This guy's not acting the same. No. Like, what's going on?
No, dude, his eyes were like this and so glistening, and it was nothing but black. And I was like, you ate all of that? Okay. And then I go say, the bag is in my bedroom. I was like, damn. You took it all the way to the bedroom, and you just ate it all.
You want to go eat in private.
Yeah, and I was like, damn. This dog just eating away. I was like, but I'm like, 13, great. We had a great time. He had a great life, and I mean, I enjoy all those times and stuff. I mean, of course, I miss him like crazy, and because he's nothing like my other two dogs, and so a lot of the things that I do in my house, I'm just like, oh yeah, he would have been here. Y'all don't do it. Like my dog, my black lab was a very cuddler. He loves to cuddle, and the other two don't. So it's one of those things like you kind of miss, and it's like, oh, I could use you as a pillow. The other two, no, don't touch me.
Yeah, get the fuck out of here.
That's basically what it is.
I feel like I got two dogs that are, believe it or not, I have Yorkies, but one of them's a fucking cuddler. The other one's like, get the fuck away from me. So it's
ankle biters, I see.
Yeah.
And those little, I've been bit by a Yorkie before.
Oh yeah. And
I used to wash dogs, and I got bit by one. And those suckers, their teeth, when they bite your fingers, it hurts. I'm like, no, I'm good with small dogs. It's just like, no, you guys are some vicious little tiny dogs. Mm-hmm. Chihuahua just mean little, like, hate you, calm down.
Yeah,
don't piss them off.
That's crazy. So I want to ask you, like, about your whole transition. How'd you like get started in like weight training and that stuff? Like, was it kind of like because you're like military, or how did you get like wound up in it? Because now you're pretty deep into the weight training and the fitness stuff.
So, I always kind of worked out, but not worked as hard. Even in the military, I didn't work out a lot as much. I mean, I still pushed a lot of weight, but most of the times, like, I didn't know what I was doing. And I just watched a lot of videos on Instagram over time, and I really started pushing. Like, I started working out technically like in 2017, really, but it wasn't as like hardcore. It wasn't really until like 2019, 2020, like really when COVID hit. That's when I really pushed myself into the gym and really started working out. And all my workouts and stuff like that is I just want people ask me where do you get your workouts? They had been all from people on Instagram that I followed. So I just watched a lot of people always work out on Instagram, and so I always just watch them and watch how they do it and take them and then implement them into my workouts. And then over time, like my favorite workouts were I started really liking was always working on my abs. That was one of my favorite things and stuff like that. It was I want those rock hard abs, but I know that getting abs is very hard to get. You can't just work it once a week. It's one of those muscles that you have to constantly work out all the time. And it's also based on what you also eat too. Now people look at me and like, oh, he eats healthy. No, I do not. Okay. I do not eat healthy. But that's really when I met a lot of people over time and started watching people, and that's when I started pushing more and more and more. Like everyone knows, like I'm not natural. I have taken testosterone since 2017, but I didn't really start pushing my workouts until like really 2019, 2020. But I take testosterone more for the fact that my body doesn't like naturally produce enough of testosterone for me. So when I would go to the gym, I would feel like I'm so tired. And I couldn't get so much workouts, and I couldn't understand why. I didn't even know what that was. Testosterone was at first. I only knew it was in your body. I didn't know that there's an actual type of TRT that helps you to replace your testosterone levels. And that's when I went to a testosterone place, and they said that your levels are like 150 to 200, like the age of a 70-year-old man.
Damn.
Yeah, and
how'd you say we're like, hey, I'm not feeling good. I should probably go get some blood work, some tests, or
one of my buddies was like, dude, maybe you have low T, and I'm like, I don't. We'll see. And he's like, so I went to this place, and they're like, yeah, you definitely did my blood work, and they said, yeah, you definitely have lower testosterone, and so they started me on that. And but really, I think what it was is why I had, because nobody in my family has low T, so it was really me. So what I think it was is due to the fact when I was a child, I was pressed on so many different types of medication, like medications supposed to cure every child, and one of those that's one of those things is like I'm against all this type of medication that they put children on, because sometimes I feel like a child is just being a child.
What type of medication, if you don't?
Like Ritalin and Wellbutrin and Adderall and all these different types of medication, and even ones that for sleeping. So it's like I was going to in like depression medication. It's like you have this stuff that makes you hyper, then the stuff that makes you not hyper, mixed together. It don't really work well.
Yeah. And
it's like I go to work. Back then, I wasn't working. But I was back
child labor.
Child labor. And I was like, so I would go to school, and I'm like drowsy. I'm a zombie and stuff like that. And because of it, I got in trouble so much in schools. Like I had to be in a special education school classes because I was not allowed to be in regular education because of I had behavior problems. Anger issues and stuff as a child, so I was not allowed to be in those other classrooms because if a teacher made me mad, I picked up my chair and I throw it at him.
Yeah, no, but like with the kids, I think that's huge because like now it's like they got a whole cocktail. Like when you're like now, all the kids like you have something's wrong with you.
Yes,
we got to do this. Either you're too sleepy or whatever, you can't focus, or you're too hyper. Like we gotta put you on something, and it's like you said, it's like you just got too much energy. Like take them to the park,
Yes,
make them burn that energy,
burn it out.
Yeah,
because it sounds like it's just like putting foreign fucking substances in your body is what's like messes up like your hormone levels, all that stuff.
Oh, absolutely. And the thing is I was on that medication because of the foster family that I was in. I mean, I was being tortured as a child.
Oh shit.
So but the thing is nobody knew because I wasn't allowed to say anything, right? It's like a lot of, and I've done stories, like I've told people my past and stuff like that, but yeah, I was a victim of child abuse. And either it was, physically, sexually, emotionally, and mentally abused for nearly 13 years of my childhood in foster care and by my stepfather. So I was on all these medications, yet nobody really understand what was going on because all they did was they thought that I was just this bad kid. But I couldn't say anything because the family that I was in always threatened to kill me. Told me that if I would ever tell anybody, they would bury me in the backyard. They'll put me in the chicken coop, or they'll do this, they'll do that, and nobody would ever find me. So I always was scared. Damn. So I never told anybody like, hey, this is what's going on. I was afraid of that family. I'm 7, 8, 9 years old. You're afraid of someone threatening to kill you, and they're going to do this, they're going to do that, but you're brutally getting abused every day.
So do you think that maybe some of that is like as you get older, like I mean, I don't want to put words in your mouth, but like you get older, you start working out, like you have that rage, like when you were young, because you didn't have like the strength to defend yourself. So now, like now you're just like, now I'm fucking jacked. Like now, like let's go, bitches. Like,
absolutely.
You get that rage.
Yeah, I even got bullied in school. Like I would get bullied by this one dude all the time, and he apologized over time. Like he's apologized, and
well, now he saw you now. Now
yeah.
he's just like, yeah,
I'm bigger than all my bullies now. I mean, high school I was really still tiny. In high school, I'm 5'9", and I'm only 132 pounds in high school. Damn. So I was like. And I graduated only 132 pounds in high school. When I joined the military, I was only 132 pounds. So when I started my fitness journey, I got up to 155 pounds. I could never get any more weight, and that was one of the reasons why I got onto the testosterone, because I couldn't gain any weight. I couldn't gain any muscle. I had no energy. It was just nonstop. So I got on this stuff, and really, I mean, it didn't help too much at the time. I was only still at like 160 pounds, but like that 200 pound was the most that I ever weighed. And granted, I was on stuff to help me to prepare because I went for the show, which, probably bring up a little bit later. But a lot of people don't realize is like a lot of these kids, that's why I'm like, a lot of people don't understand how I made it as a human, as an adult, because going through what I went through as a child for so many years, and 13 years old, and then from 13 to like 18 years old, I was in juvenile detentions. I stayed in them until I was 18, 19 years old, which they asked me, hey, do you want to go back to foster care? I said, hell no.
Fuck that.
Yeah.
I mean, I did have an opportunity to be adopted when I was like 12 or 13 years old, and they were a really great family. Problem is again, I had anger issues. I didn't know what. When this family was showing me so much love, I didn't know what that was.
Yeah.
Because I wasn't used to that. It's like I'm used to being hated on, getting beaten. Why are you not hitting me?
So you felt weird, like they're trying to give you love. You're like what is this? Like
that's weird. Fucking normal is getting fucking all this abuse over here and shit.
Yes, and that's what I was always like. Why is this not happening? And because you're so used to being for 12 years being sexually and by the freaking man and stuff like that, and being abused by the man and the woman for all these years, but this family's not doing that. So it kind of blew my mind, and so how I showed my love is by acting up, and that's how I did it. And then, so when I was with that family. Again, they were a really great family. Great Christmas gifts. I never had a Christmas before until I lived with them. Like my Christmas gifts were with that family was a Matchbox car. That was about it. I didn't get really anything else. I didn't get any money. I had to wear sweatpants and sweatshorts and sweatshirts and stuff like that. So I got in Payless shoes. Like people made fun of that. And even when I was a younger kid, people made fun of that type of stuff. Like, haha, you're not wearing Nikes, you're wearing, I don't know what Payless sells anymore, but
Kids are savages, dude. Kids are savages.
Yes, they are. It's like, and that's what it was all the time. So, and then I got into this group home, and then I did really well. They put me back to that family that was going to be adopting me, and again, I went to a school that basically kind of like gave me a grade, a percentage of how well I did every single day, and I was kicked out of that home because I got in trouble one day in that school. I got kicked out of that home for having an 88%.
No way.
For the day.
What it wasn't good enough?
It wasn't good enough, apparently. So they kicked me out of that home, told me, and put me right back to the family that abused me.
Really?
And I'm like, and they told me, you're only gonna be here for a few days. Don't worry. No, that was a lie.
Damn.
I stayed there again, and I got abused again. And then one day I just woke up, and I don't know what happened, but that woman tried to come upstairs and I did something. I did something downstairs, and I can't even remember. But I could even break down to some of the things that family did, because it's. I don't know if you guys ever heard of the books called "The Child Called It."
I haven't.
Or
I've heard of them.
It's by a guy named Dave Pelzer, and I read all of his books. His books are actually very incredible, and his brother also wrote books too. But they lived with their mom, and they were abused by their mother for so many years. And Dave Pelzer is a huge international bestseller for all of his books and stuff like that. And so I read all of his books. Actually, I had the teachers that I was with when I was in the special education school. They went to one of his speakings, and Dave Pelzer wrote his name in the books that the teachers gave to me, and they bought it for me, and it said, "To Joe, my very best, Dave Pelzer." And so I've always kept those books by me and stuff like that. But when I met my real family and I lived with my aunt, we didn't get along, and she kicked me out of the house, and she threw away all my stuff as a childhood. So I have literally nothing from when I was a childhood. Yeah, she was an evil bitch. That's just how it was. And I didn't even know her. I was like, well, I would love to get to know who my real family is and stuff like that. But they put me back to that family, and she did something, and I can't remember, but I grabbed a knife, and I told her, "Bitch, you ever put your hands on me again, I will kill you." And she didn't believe me. So I walked upstairs, and next thing she goes, she was a heavy woman. She was probably, I want to say she was, at that time, she was probably about 5'2", maybe 230 pounds. Walked around in just a shirt and panties. Okay,
don't picture it.
That's a visual right there.
Don't picture that. But she did. She said, "Come." Going up the stairs, and I told her, if you move, you take that one more step, I will push you down them steps. And she didn't take another step because I threatened her with the knife, and I told her I would. And she thought I was joking. Her husband comes up the stairs, and his huffy puffy, and I said, "I'll do the same thing to you." And he comes up closer to me, and I just start wailing this knife and act like I'm gonna really stab him, and he steps back. And I just remember that night was a bad night because I woke up and just got smacked right in the face, and then brought me downstairs, tied my hands to a ceiling, and I was just hung there for the whole entire night, while he would take a belt and hit me in the face, hit me in the back, the stomach, the legs, whatever. And that was the night where I basically, once he released me, I ran away. And I saw this police officer. He asked me what I was doing. Again, I was too afraid to tell him the whole story because I'm like, they're going to bring me back here anyways. So I didn't tell him anything. I just said, I don't want to go back here. What are you doing? I'm walking to this park. He's like, but you're young. Why are you walking on the side of a highway? I don't know. Just walking. So he brings me back and he's like, hey, if I ever see you again, you're going to go to jail. Cool. My mind, take me to jail.
Which says better than being there.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. 2 weeks later, I ran away again. Same officer catches me. And I say, that's a blessing from God because he took me. If it wasn't for me running away, I would have been stuck there until I was 18 years old. So I had to move. I had to figure something out, and I guess the only thing is to run away. And when that officer says, if I ever see you again, I'm going to arrest you, please see me again. I'm like, and thank God he saw me again. I walked away. He saw me at the end of the road, and he says, you're going to jail. Thank you. I'll take it. Not saying it to him, but in my mind, I'm like, yes. And then when he took me to the police station, he's like, we're not putting you in jail, just so you know. He's like, what are you doing? I said, I cannot tell you, but I don't ever want to go back to that family again. Don't ever put me back to that family. He's like, we're not going to put you back there. What's going on? I said, I can't tell you. I cannot tell you. Because in my mind, I'm still like, they're going to bring me back there, and then this family's going to kill me because I already told everything.
Yeah, if you rat them out or whatever.
Yes. So I said, no, I'm not going to say nothing. So they put me in another family, went to this one, and I just and again, this family was great, got in trouble, got kicked out, and then they just said, you're going to be locked up from now on. Cool. As long as I don't go back to that family, I don't care. But that's how, and then, moved there from Virginia to here and stuff like that. And so, and then with my, with the fitness and stuff like that, it just really got me watching other people because I was always bullied for being small. Mm-hmm. I was just always skinny, no muscles, nothing. And I'm just like, I don't want to be like this. I want to be big. I want to get strong. Yeah. And that's what I did. I go out there, do what I got to do. And, a lot of people come up to me and I'm not no professional. People think I'm a professional. Yeah, I have my certified personal training certificate, but I still don't consider myself a professional. I just do what I know, what works best for me. And I've had people ask me, well, can you give me a workout? I said, I don't know how to give you a workout. I can give you what I do, but what I do might not work for you because everybody's body is different. And so what I do is I work extremely hard. Like at the beginning, in the last few years, I was at the gym like 2, 3, 4 hours at a time, working out, doing my stretching, doing ab workouts for like an hour and a half. All different types of ab workouts.
Yeah, that's one thing that I want to tell you. I think it's interesting. A lot of people are like, oh, I wish I was just ripped and six pack and just ripped, just jacked. But nice. It's like, must be nice. But it's like they don't know. Like don't believe. Like the whole thing is like you're brutal probably like on your body, your workouts. Like it's not just like I'm gonna go hit abs today. Like no, like
for for 20 minutes. Like that doesn't do nothing.
Yeah, like you have to put time and like you destroy yourself like to be in the shape you are. Like you say right now because you're in bulking, but you eat whatever. But when you're in training, you got to be on your thing, and it's like brutal on your fit. Like it's everybody wants to be like in shape and do this. Like what do they say? Like in the military, everybody wants to go to heaven, but nobody wants to die. So it's like like something like everybody wants to be in shape, but no one wants to work out.
Yes, I always say is everybody is talk, but no action.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Because everybody can say, "Oh, I want this. I'm going to do this. I'm going to do that." But okay, that's you just talking. Where's the action behind that? Because we can say that we're going to do this, we're going to do that all day, every day, as long as we want. But until you put into the action, then I'll believe it. Because I put in action. I say I'm going to do it, and I put it, and I do the work. And when, as you were saying, like, I dirty bulk, I eat whatever, but not everybody can do that, but I also work out extremely hard.
Exactly. Everybody
You're
wants to
eating a lot, but you're fucking burning a lot.
Everybody wants to like the people they want to eat whatever, and then they go to the gym for 20 minutes and walk on the treadmill, and then they're done.
Yes, and they think that's going to do it. And I'm saying not everybody, and that's another thing. It's like not everybody can do what I do. All of our bodies are different. Like my metabolism is very fast, so that's why I dirty bulk and things like that. And it's okay for me. Like even my coach says, like I don't care about you dirty bulking because of the way your body is. Now, will my body be like that forever? Absolutely not, because I'm going to get older. I'm turning 34 this year, so sooner or later my body's going to say no. You see that Debbie cake? No. That's 5 pounds right there.
So there's a difference, like if you're like skinny trying to bulk up, or if you're like fat and you're trying to fucking cut down. There's a big difference.
Huge difference. And it's like you most of the times, and you're skinny, you have more likely you have a faster metabolism, and if you are a bigger person, I don't like to call people fat because
you're big boned.
Big bone. I just say it's like your metabolism might be a lot slower, so you can't. This person is gonna have to eat more, and this person is gonna have to eat less. But the thing is like me preparing for that show. That took a lot of work. I mean, I went from dirty bulking all the time, eating whatever I want, and I was still sitting at like 180 all the time. I didn't get much. But in January, when some people say, hey, why don't you compete? I'm like, well, competing is not for me. That's not my thing. It's like I'm not a compete. I'll help other people compete and I'll root them on, but I'm not a competitor in that type of aspect. I said I don't like to be on stage in that way. So I'm like, yeah, sure. Then my coach like you have the body to do it, and I'm like, let me think about it. And then
so when did those conversations start?
So we talked about that back in like November, December area, and
this past year.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
And I actually started with her in January, and just said I'm going to do the show in March.
Okay.
So
like 3 months, 2-3 months.
Yes,
Yeah.
I prepared in 3 months compared to most people comparing it for a year.
Years, yeah. That's what I was gonna tell you.
And
that's fucking insane.
And what'd you? I mean, just let us know. What'd you place? What'd you get?
I won first place in all my divisions.
Okay.
And I won second place overall. And a lot of people. So if being first place is I was in the 5'8" to 5'10" bracket. So I only compete against people who are 5'8" to 5'10". So I beat the competition. I won first place, and now most people don't win first place in their first show. It takes,
especially with 2 months preparation.
Yeah, I didn't prepare. I just did it, and it was it was crucial at times. And basically, I went from 5,500 calories a day all the way down to the very last week of having only 800 calories.
5,800. Damn, holy shit.
Yes. So
how many Big Macs is that?
For what? The 800?
No.
I was gonna say that's one Big Mac.
That's the bun.
That's just the bun. But I was like, yeah, I pushed myself, and that was eight, no carbs, no fats. In the very last day, now you always carb load the day of or the day before the show, just because you have. So the whole goal is like I went from 200 pounds. I started at like 177 and got up all the way to 200 pounds. And again, not naturally, right? I mean, I was on stuff, but people don't realize you can be on stuff, but you still have to put in the effort. You can't just say, I'm going to do this and do that and think you're going to gain a whole bunch of muscles, like muscles just grow like that. No, it doesn't work like that.
It's not a magic pill.
No, you still have to put in the work for your muscles to do anything.
What? That sounds crazy.
It'll blow everybody's mind, dude.
my
Like
goodness.
some people think I just want to do this, I just want to do that. Like my muscles are gonna grow. Okay, well they don't work like that. If that was the case, I wish I can go tell that tree, hey, give me some money.
Right.
Money doesn't just grow on trees like that. As the whole saying, money doesn't grow on trees. Yeah, that's right. It doesn't grow on trees. I just can't go to the tree and say, give me some trees. Just like you can't just take steroids and say, give me muscles. No, you got to work for those muscles still and things like that. So I'm just like, so I just did a lot of work just to get there. Those were some long days and fasted cardio. I don't know. Fasted cardio is basically so before I would eat 3 peanut butter jelly sandwiches.
Before what?
Before my workout at 4 a.m.
Okay.
So I go to the gym at 4 a.m. in the morning. I would eat 3 peanut butter jelly sandwiches and one of my Core Powers 42 Elite from Fairlife, and I have one of those. Then at the gym, I'll eat like 3 Rice Krispie treats while I'm at the gym because you want to build the carbs. The carbs are for what you're looking for when you're building because it's what's going to help you become bulky, become more bulk while you're working out and actually gain more muscles and stuff like that. So that's what I did. Now, in the beginning, my coach was like, "You're not eating before you go to the gym."
Damn.
Challenge
Right
accepted.
off the bat, just cut you off like that.
Yeah, and she was like, "You didn't. You're not eating while you're at the gym either." How do you know? I can tell.
Was she saying that? Was she like calling you out, or was she telling you can't eat?
No, she was telling me that she could see that because I was supposed to.
Oh, she was saying you're not eating.
Yes.
Okay.
And she's like, "Didn't I tell you that you're supposed to? Trust the process. I'm telling you to do that. That's what you have to do." So I said, okay. That's when I started eating the 3 peanut butter jelly sandwiches. First, I didn't even start doing that. I just do a couple Rice Krispies and then do a couple Rice Krispies. But then I did, I'm going to step it up a little bit. I want to gain more weight. So I did 3 peanut butter jelly sandwiches, and it was the Smucker's Uncrustables, the 210 calories and everything, because it has like 20, I don't know, I think like 25, 30 grams of carbs just in those. So right there, I'm at the gym at 70 carbs right before the gym. And Rice Krispies, I have my little small Rice Krispies, and those are like 17 each of carbs. I didn't look at the calories. I looked at the carbs because Rice Krispies are like 90 calories, depending on what size you're getting, right?
But then Rice Krispies too, they're like
We're going for the small ones. Let's get the big ones. Let's go
Right.
big.
but they're like the fast acting carbs. Like you'll eat them and you'll get the energy right away. So
Yes.
is that why it was like during the workout, so you can keep your energy up, keep lifting and shit?
Yes, and that's exactly what it was and stuff like that. And so I did that for a while, and then it came down to where she's like, no more carbs before the gym.
So it went to like eating a lot to nothing.
To basically eating nothing. So I went down from 500 calories. I believe I went down back. It went from 5,500 actually, and then it went down to 3,800, then 33, then 18, then 13, then 900 to 800.
Damn.
And the 800 was no carbs, no fats. It's basically chicken
And chicken.
and protein shake and chicken or turkey, whatever. Because
How much were you? So before you started doing like for the training for competitions, like how much were you eating? Were you like tracking it?
yeah, I was tracking.
What was like an average that you would eat? Like I'm just trying to get like a perspective in my mind how it went. Like I was
like
just eating this, and then you started training for it, and now
like before.
yeah, like before January, like in November,
dude, I would
December.
eat whatever.
Oh, it
Like,
was
I
just-
didn't even
okay.
count because I wasn't counting at all. I didn't care about counting macros at all.
Oh.
You weren't even trying to compete, so it was like whatever's.
Yeah,
Oh, okay,
nothing.
okay.
So when I got on that app and I had to actually provide the information of what I'm eating, that's when I started giving her all the information that I needed, checking ins. Like you have to do the check-ins every Monday. Like you show your pictures of your back, your sides, your front, and you can see the differences over the time of how I went from being like the 177 to 200 pounds, and then going from 200 pounds to back down to 177 at 3% body fat. So I got all the way up to, I was even at 200 pounds, I was 7% body fat still.
Really?
Yeah.
Damn.
I was still because my metabolism is very fast.
I'm like 210 and I'm not 7%. I can tell you that.
Yeah, it was good. I mean, I went down. I stepped on the show at 177 at 3% body fat.
Damn.
So, and it was incredible. I mean, it was my first time competing, and I was nervous to walking on stage because I'm like, I don't know who I'm going against.
Well, how was your posing before? Because I mean, if it's your first show,
sucked.
Because for people who don't know that for like bodybuilding competitions, you have to like learn how to pose. Because if you don't learn how to pose, you could be strong as shit, big as shit, but then if you don't present it right, you ain't doing nothing.
Yeah, so we did posing every Thursday, and I got better and better and better. Now, my only problem is what I have to deal with when it comes to the nationals now. Like, my back is great, and my posing is good. It's what I struggle with, and that's just what I'm going to be learning how to do a lot better is flexing my lats. Like, I have lats, but I can't flex them correctly.
How do you? I'm just trying to think. Like,
You just gotta feel it.
Yeah, it's like
I probably don't have any, that's
when
why I
you're
can't
doing
find
pull like when you're doing lateral
lats?
pull downs,
Okay.
or you're doing pull ups and stuff. Those are all lats, but you have to engage. Like, a lot of people don't engage those lats, and that's what I was struggling with a lot. Like when you saw when I did my back, like, it looked incredible, but for some reason I could get my back to do it. But when you do the front, it was harder to see. So we're gonna be my coach, Kiera Collins. She's going to try to get me to learn how to flex my lats better. So when we already looked at the people who won last year in 2022, and I definitely have a chance of winning. It's just is putting into the work. It's going to be a lot of work to put in because it's not going to be like 10 to 15 dudes that I'm going against. It's 200 plus.
oh really?
All over the nation.
All over the nation, and they are all my height.
And when's the competition?
So this next one is in July 28th and 29th in Las Vegas.
Oh, okay. So it's the bigger shows you got in Las Vegas.
Yep. So they're in like Vegas. They're in Pennsylvania. They're in Texas. They are in Jersey, New York. They're in multiple different locations. The one that was here was the Neutral Authority NPC Denver Open. So it's for anybody that's new that has never. Well, you have competed before because anybody can compete in that show. Because there's some people that have competed. There's some people that I went against who competed several times. And now the guy who won second overall, he was an incredible athlete. I definitely gave him his props, and we became friends on Instagram. And he told me his story and stuff like that. And it's an incredible story for someone who went through so much in 3 months, or 3 to 6 months. To go on the show and dominate it. And that's exactly what he did. So he won first place in his division, all of his divisions. So his division was like the 5'11" to 6'1", I believe it is. But he dominated, and that was his first show. So you had me and him going at it. Now he was a great athlete. Overall, he was still a great athlete, and he won. The only thing is that I am not mad. I still won in my division, and I still get to go to the nationals. So the overall is, it's awesome to be, and I think he deserved the overall. So I gave him, he deserves his props. It's one of those times, people get all mad because, I didn't win. You didn't win because it was you. Don't blame other people. Blame yourself, because you were given the tools, but you didn't use those tools. So it's your fault. Why don't blame anybody else but yourself. So there's been people that my coach has had and stuff like that, or people that also get mad because they don't win. It's like, not everybody's gonna win.
If for there to be a winner, there has to be a loser.
Absolutely. You're not gonna always win this life, but if you are given the tools, use those tools.
Yeah.
If they say trust the process, trust the process. When Carrillo told me trust the process of eating carbs before you go to the gym and during the gym, Trust the process. And that's when, the crazy thing is even when my last week, I was doing fasted cardio. Now, fasted cardio is where you don't get to eat anything until you have ran your hour to an hour and a half or walked an hour to an hour and a half first. And my last week was 800 calories, 1 liter of water. So
brutal.
I was still having to run an hour and a half with 1 liter of water.
For the whole day.
For the whole day.
Damn.
Learning how to take 32 ounces and making it last all day. And I'm tired at work. Good thing is my master sergeant and my other NCO, they were great, and my officer, the major, she was great. They knew what I was doing, and they supported me the whole entire time. And so I had that support at work. They understood, I tell them, if I become hangry, it's not because I'm mad at you. It's just I'm hungry and I want to eat. And I'm eating Jell-O that is 10 calories with no fats, no sugars, nothing. I'm eating pickles that I don't know why I'm eating pickles, has no calories.
I don't know why you would eat pickles either.
No calories, no carbs.
I know, but I'm saying
I'm a big fan of pickles.
I don't like pickles. That's why I'm telling you.
Yeah, no homo. So it's
I like how you have to clear it up.
Yeah.
No homo.
Yeah, I'm still kind of curious, what flipped the switch for you? Because you said you worked out since 2017, but you didn't get serious until 2019, 2020. Because I feel like a lot of people actually start getting serious, have something that happened in their life that flipped the switch. Because I know for Monico it was different. For you it might have been different. For me, I knew it was fucking different. But I feel like for every even big people that I see now, it's there's something that flipped the switch for them that made them change their way of thinking and start taking the gym serious. Because I was one of those guys. I was like the high school football player. I'd work out and shit, but then I kept lying to myself that I was working out, so I was I could eat whatever I want.
I'm big boned.
But
Blame
then
it on the big bone. Yeah, so that's.
But for me, it wasn't until I got fucking fat as shit, and I bought a scale. I stepped on the scale, shit read 320 pounds. I was like, oh shit! That was my turning point that flipped the switch for me, and that I started actually taking my fitness and health serious. So I'm just curious, if there was a moment for you that was not the same. You ain't fucking 320 pounds, but something that kind of was related to it.
So everyone has we have body dysmorphia. So we see ourselves differently than how everybody else sees ourselves.
100%.
And for me, I was maybe I'm not getting any ladies to date me or for me to marry one day because I'm just a skinny guy, right? But then I also see myself every single day in the mirror and I'm I look skinny. I'm yeah, people say, oh, you got broad shoulders and your shoulders look nice. But to me, that didn't matter what someone else said. It was still in my mind that I just don't like what I look like. Another thing is people always made fun of my nose. I know I can stick grapes in my nostrils.
Same, yeah.
Okay? So people are always talking shit about my nose, and I got to the point where I'm I'm going to go and be like Michael Jackson and get my nose done. So people can stop talking shit about my nose, and then people say, why do you allow somebody else's words, somebody else's opinion make you want to change who you are? And I'm I don't know, because maybe I just don't want someone making fun of my nose. And, you get teased about that over and over and over, and it just gets you to where you have more body dysmorphia. And I got to the point one day, I was I don't give a fuck what anybody thinks anymore. I'm not going to live my life worrying about what the next person over here is thinking about me. Because actually, matter of fact, it's none of my business. People are going to always talk shit about you no matter what. People will talk shit about you on social media. People will talk shit behind your back. People will always do that. Because why? That's just who they are. And most of the time, them shit talkers are just keyboard warriors behind a damn computer screen. Or even if they do it behind your back, it just shows you how much of a coward they are. If they're really talking about you, then matter of fact, they're not even your friend.
There's been their insecurities on you.
Yes, and most of the times they're having issues with themselves, so they bring it down. They say the horrible shit to you to try to bring you down to make themselves feel better.
Even when you're trying to like better yourself, they see some progress. They still talk shit because they want to bring you back down because they don't want people getting better.
Exactly, and I also know that sometimes with my eyes when I look at shit, that they may look cross-eyed, but what people fail to realize is people with lighter eyes, sometimes it makes them look like they're looking cross-eyed, but they're really not because of their eyes are lighter. But I do know that I have astigmatism in one of my eyes, so sometimes my eye might look this way or the other way and things like that, and that kind of bothered me and stuff like that. And even on social media, still, people will talk shit or stuff. Like I had this one video where someone says, "You look like a pig." Okay. Was that supposed to hurt my feelings or something, guy?
Does that make you feel better?
Yeah, I said, why is it that you hide behind a picture of a car in your photo? You have 20 posts. And again, I don't ever think I'm better than anybody. Nobody, I don't think anybody's better than me. I believe we are all the same people. We're just different human beings. But this person, I'm like, fool, you don't even have you have 200 followers. I have 36,000.
Yeah, but then too, like to put on that, like say you're at I don't know where you're shop, but you're at the grocery store you're going. I can almost bet you anything you want that person that said that is not going to go up to you and be like, "You look like a fucking pig." Like they're not going to say that.
Not.
So it's just because of the phone. That's the thing. That's like
yes, and there's so many people who bring up that whole thing about they want to always say, "Hey, social media has gotten people to be able to run their mouths behind a screen
and not be held responsible
and not be held accountable for their way that they talk, because most of the time it's always about this. They're always talk, but tell somebody, hey, give me your address. I'm not going to give you my address. Okay, bitch, shut up. Like you are not. If you have that much energy to run your mouth behind social media, then you have the same energy to come over to the person and say to their face. Other than that, then you're just a coward behind a computer. Or like today, I was watching it was a video this girl was posting and stuff like that. How it was a woman talking down on another woman because she's a bodybuilder. And saying that's disgusting and things like that. And it's like, first of all, you're calling this woman disgusting because she's a bodybuilder?
She's fucking worked hard to get the fucking physique she has?
Yes. I'm not going to down her as a bodybuilder. I'm going to lift her up because she's out there putting in some work. What are you doing? You're just behind the screen running in your mouth, and it's pretty sad maybe it's just me, but it's just so sad that in this society nowadays, as adults, we run our mouths and talk shit on social media towards other people. And it's like, if there was no social media, people, the type of stuff that we're hearing in this world would not be happening. Because we wouldn't have it. We wouldn't know what's going on. We wouldn't understand it. But because of social media and it's truth about, social media can be an addiction. There's a lot of people. I was a person that was always because I wanted, because again, I had body dysmorphia. So I would post video. I would post, and again, this is, I would post half-naked videos or stuff like that and sound very sexual or something on social media for likes and views. And that's when it comes to, it's a facade, right? Everything we do, not everything on my social media is fake, but a lot of it is real, but a lot of it is also fake. Like, that's not who I am as a person.
When did you realize that though? Like, I'm just doing this for this. Like, I don't know if I just want to keep.
When I started getting that money.
That's when you're just like, okay.
when I started seeing money coming in.
Okay.
Because I get paid by social media, Facebook. I made last month. I made I was only allowed to make up to $500, but I made that $500 in 1 week off of Facebook.
Yeah.
Which sucked because it's like I still had 3 more weeks and I can't make no more money.
So it gave you that time to kind of just like sit back, reflect, like, what the fuck am I doing?
Yes, and then it was really with my coach and stuff too. And when she brought it up into what she says, and I totally agree with her. She's like, you're building a platform here. Now you're building a platform in fitness. So how about we change the way that we do and try to focus your thing. Your name is Fit Joko.
Yeah, your brand. Work on your brand.
Work on your brand.
Not Ab Joko.
No, not Ab Joko. And and the thing is it's okay. I mean, I do model and stuff too. I've done modeling for different things. I just did a modeling gig with this amazing photographer. She might brutally murder me now because Kayla, I think it's Kaya Munn Photography. I might have gotten her name wrong, but she's actually an amazing photographer. I met her at the show. It was my first time meeting her at the show, and she gave me an opportunity to do some modeling with her, and she takes amazing photos. She really does. She's an amazing photographer, and I had that opportunity. And she's like, "Have you ever done any of these?" The photos will be coming soon. Waiting for her to bring them out and stuff like that. But she did so many photos. It's probably going to take a little bit and stuff because that's a lot of work. Because you do all that work for the whole entire day, and then you have to go back and start editing photos of And now I think there's like 7 different people. It was our whole entire team and stuff that was out there. But so it might be a little bit. But yeah, she took some amazing photos, and she was asking me, have I ever done a photo shoot in this way? And I said no. I've done
like a more professional setting, or what way would you mean?
Amazing setup.
Okay.
Like, it's hard to describe. Like, you had haze, you had smoke, you had different types of backgrounds, the lighting, all different types of lighting. It was incredible, and it's all done in her house. In her basement, and she has the whole entire setup. It's absolutely amazing. And it was a great opportunity, and I've done some modeling here and there and other places and things like that. But I do, I've done underwears, like the ones I'll be coming out with are Calvin Klein, and doing underwear shoots. And then some of it was for Aspex Fitness, that's the company that I'm working with my coach, where we have other trainers too. And I'll also bring that up too is, Aspex Fitness is Kira Collins. She's the CEO of Aspex Fitness, and it used to be called Iron Angels, but now that there's a male and stuff, she changed it to where it's more also with men and stuff too, and it's a great name, Aspex Fitness.
So it's just like female focus at the beginning, and now it's kind of just like evolving into just
males and stuff like that. So I'm her only male athlete as a trainer, working with some incredible women who have also done amazing work on their physiques, and I've also participated on shows. And
how has that transition been? Because you started with her she was coaching. She's
still coaching. She's still my coach. No matter, she'll still be coaching me throughout. Even as this, I'll still be having her as my coach while I'm coaching other people too, because she's a great coach. She's an amazing coach. A lot of people will be like, "But that's crazy. You have a female coach. You're a male. Like, a woman is not supposed to train a male." Weird.
Like, they don't know, still what you got to do. They
don't realize how incredible she is, and that's the thing. When we were at the show, I don't think there was not one female coach for the males, other males. Kira was the only female coach back there.
And she fucking won.
And she won.
Yeah. It just shows you that she knows what she's doing. She's an incredible coach. She's a great friend. She has helped me a lot through the process. And a lot of the other people who I've met through the gym and stuff like that, they have been incredible friends. I have built friendships, and they're like family. And that's one thing, I learned about the gym is you can build a family at a gym, that we are always there to lift each other up. And one of the biggest things and things that people, for males and females, is people who are brand new at the gym, they go to the gym and they're afraid to go to the gym because they're afraid to be judged, because they're afraid that if you watch a lot of this social media bullshit that people doing nowadays, taking photos and videos of making fun of someone the way they work out, those people don't want to come in because they don't want to be a victim of it.
Or now too, they got like the chicks are putting videos of like people like casually walking by them, and they're like, "Oh, he was looking at my ass, being all creepy."
And Joey Soul calls them out all the time.
Yeah, fucking love that shit.
Yes, and I'm like, that should happening. Or the freaking dumb males who go into the freaking bathroom recording themselves posing when other dudes are changing. Like, come on, bro.
Yeah.
And then they get mad at them, like, "Why you in my shot?" I was like, "Dude, this is a fucking bathroom."
Yeah, like, I'm sorry. No, if you want to pose, go to your bathroom. Go somewhere go to a door that's closed bathroom inside of the gym. They have family restrooms inside most gyms. Yeah. Go inside there. There's no reason for you to be posing as a male inside of a male locker room when men are changing. Yeah. It's disrespectful. And then you get mad because the dudes are like, "What the fuck are you doing?" I'm practicing my posing. Okay, I pose too. I don't use the gym to go pose. It's called having respect for others at the gym. And the females that are the same thing with even females. I mean, and I'm not just calling out females. Males do it the same too. But it's females that have said, and Joey Swole called them out, where they're like, "This guy looked at me one time. Yeah. He's a pedophile. Mm-hmm. And he has a white van." Okay, lady, why did you delete your video? Because you were called out. Mm-hmm. You didn't get the likes and the views and the comments that you wanted, so you deleted the video. But guess what? You failed to realize the moment you put a video up there,
it's never gone.
It's never gone. Someone has already downloaded it. Or they didn't even download it because you turned the download off. What you did is you just allowed them to screen video. You forget that iPhones screen record. Uh-huh. So you just messed up.
It's never gone.
No, yeah. So it's all these people and stuff, and it's like, and that's the main reason why a lot of these people get so nervous, older folks too, that get nervous to come to the gym because they don't want to be a victim of being recorded. And I understand people, the recording and stuff. Like, I do record myself at the gym, but I'm not going to get upset because you walk in front of my video. Because guess what? You pay for the gym too. I'm not going to get mad about that. You have as much rights as I do. I'm not going to get mad about that. Cool. You might become famous. Who knows? I don't know. I mean, I'm not famous, but So Aspex Fitness. So now we don't just train in Colorado. Now it's all online, and we can do face to face. But other than that we pay differently when it comes to face to face.
So Aspex Fitness is just like an online thing. It's not like a physical gym you can go into.
No. So Aspex Fitness is just an online fitness
training
platform. Yep. Okay. So it's all like we give you everything you need that a person in face to face would give you. The only difference is we're cheaper because it's not going to be that one-on-one. We still give you everything you need to be successful at the gym. We give you your workouts. We show you how to do the workouts because we give you the videos of the workouts. We give you your macros, and then everything is a different package. But the number one thing is everybody gets a free consultation. So to talk about what is Aspex Fitness, who we are, what the name means, we give you, this is what we have accomplished with these athletes, with these people who change their health and their mind, their body. We give you your nutrition. We give you exactly what you need to be successful. If you don't have a gym, no worries. We can give you workouts for you to be at home. You want to work out your glutes? Great. We have a program for your glutes. You want to work out your abs? Great. We have a program for your abs. We have a program for every single person. It doesn't matter how old you are or how young you are. It doesn't matter if you're in a different state or in a different country. We can help everybody fulfill, and that's what's so great about the online fitness industry is growing. If you see a lot of these fitness athletes on Instagram, a lot of them all have online fitness platforms, stuff like that. Yes. So so I have kind of like changed my way of doing my Instagram, and now I'm making it more. Well, I do a lot of motivational stuff too. I'll do some funny stuff here and there and stuff like that because I like the people to see that I have a different side of me too. I'm not just all about fitness. I like to joke around. I like to have fun. I like to be
personal, the personal side of you.
Exactly.
And it's funny as shit.
No,
yes.
I see some of your videos.
Yes,
it's awesome.
I'm like, and I just want people.
We're talking about it the other day. I was like, how does this guy come up with all this shit? Like,
sometimes what's crazy? There's been times where it takes me hours to do one video, a 5-second video, because I fuck up every single time trying to figure out. That's not what I was supposed to say. Okay, restart. Dang it, I gotta do it again. All because I'm trying to be perfect on the voices. I'm trying to be perfect when I do it because it's a platform. People watch your stuff. They can see that little bit of, oh, you didn't say the right word there, guy. You need to redo that again. Yeah. So I do that, and then now I'm doing trying to promote my fitness things and like that. And the great thing about Aspex is we're a team, right? Yes, I'll post things about, hey, come to check out me and what I can help you with. And then we also do ones where we're like, hey, you guys, we have a great team here. We're not about, I'm trying to get more people than you. We're a team. And that's what I love about Aspex Fitness and working with them. All the ladies are great athletes. They're great trainers. And Kira is a great owner. She's a great athlete. And she's a great business owner. She knows, she's very knowledgeable in everything that she's doing for this company. And, we help her with a lot of stuff because Kira works hard. She really works extremely hard, like talking about nights where she's like at 4 o'clock until 4 or 5 o'clock in the morning still sending messages. I'm like, Kira, get some sleep.
Yeah.
Fuck, you gotta it's your health too.
But when you see her put in the work, it makes you like, oh, she's willing to do that. I'm willing to do that too. And it's like the whole thing. They say like, if you want to go far, go as a team.
Oh, absolutely, yes. So. That's how it has.
It's like if you want to go fast, go by yourself. But if you want to go far, it's when you build your team and go with it.
Yeah.
Oh, absolutely. That's how you should always. And it's just one of those things. Like it's okay for you to get that help that you need. Never be afraid to ask for help from anybody. And like some people might not be able to help you. That's okay. But don't give up on your dreams. Or give up on your fitness, or give up on anything. Just keep on persevering towards whatever you want to obtain, because everyone has that opportunity to get it. Because some people think, oh, I don't have what it takes. Like, yeah, you do. You just got to believe in yourself. If everybody else believes in you, then you can believe in yourself too.
Yeah, oh, that's great.
Go. I was just gonna say, like, what's next for you? Because you've done this one competition. You're on track to go to your next one, and now you're like a new trainer with Aspex Fitness. Like, what's next for Fit Joko?
So next thing is right now I'm in the process of exiting out of the military. So, and which is kind of a scary thing because I'm like, hey, I gotta find a job, and that's my biggest worry is because I own a house. I don't want to lose my house, so I have to find a job in the civilian world, different world. And so that is one of my things. And one of the things is what is great is I have like so many days of vacation time right now that I have to use before I get out, because it's like you can either use it or sell it, and if you sell it, you're losing tons of money. because you don't get all the extra money. You only get your base pay, and which is not a lot. A lot of people think that the military makes so much money. No, we don't. We make enough to survive. Is basically what it is. Like, we can pay our house bills, we can survive, but we don't make a lot, like as everybody thinks we do. It's learning how to manage your money. But next is like, in those times where I'm going to look for a job. I'm going to be pushing my my online fitness. But I also own a hat company that I'm trying to also been pushing, which is the pack is also my company's actual name is Fit Joe and Company, but the apparel is the pack, and every hat that I sell goes to help to stop human sex trafficking. So I'm big into trying to stop that, because we know in that society that's a huge thing that's happening, not even just in the United States but across the world. So there's a program that is military. They're not military based. They're veteran owned, and I haven't donated yet. I haven't even touched the money that I've made on any of my hats yet. I haven't sold a lot yet. I think I maybe sold about 15 out of my 300.
Okay.
Which, it's better than nothing. I'm a small company. I do this all by myself. And so
we'll definitely drop all the links, down below so people can,
awesome.
reach
Yes.
out,
Yeah. So it's
that's
like
a good cause. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
it's
what
a good
made you
cause.
kind of just start selling hats for that cause?
Well, I started I've always wanted to own an apparel company and clothing company. Like, one day I am going to start like trying to figure ways to make more clothes and selling clothes, because that's really what I like to do. But it's like one of those things is, because there's so many different brands out there already, how do I promote myself better than everybody else? I'm just going with the process. To see whatever works. I promote. At times I haven't promoted as much for the hats because I have been so much focused on this when I was planning for my competition and to get ready to be an online trainer and to learn that aspect too and get my CPT. So it was that. So now I'm gonna go back and like kind of here and there. Like I sold a hat yesterday. I didn't even say anything about it. This person bought a hat, which and most of the times when I get the hats, when I see the thing, I get them the boxes done exactly in 1 hour. Most of the times, if I'm at home and I see it, I'll get it done in an hour and take it to the right down the road is the USPS store, so I can get it done and get it sent out quickly in less than an hour of you buying it.
That's good, because it shows you care. You want people to get their stuff.
Yeah.
Oh, absolutely. I want people to get their stuff. So there's that, and then I'm just gonna keep on pushing my social media, because I like social media is really what helps you grow. It helps you build your platform and helps you build your business. So it's just one of those things. I'm going to keep building and building and building, and also, keep helping the team as well. But while I'm on this getting out of the military and stuff, it's going to be a little, probably a little bumpy ride. Because first thing is, I had a job I had every single day. And then I'm going to go from a job that I was getting paid every day, and it was sustaining, to basically finding something else.
Yeah.
So,
but like you said, pretty much the motto of the day is like, trust the process.
Yes.
Like, whatever you're doing, just trust the process.
Yep. And that's all I can do is I gotta, I try not to let myself stress too much, because stress doesn't do well for me. So I just try to think ahead, and because I try not to overthink, which I'm a terrible overthinker. So right now I've always worked on trying to not overthink too much. So I'm just out here like one step at a time.
Yeah.
And the first step right now is I'm going to keep focusing on this, keep finishing my work for the military, get through the process of exiting it out, and keep on promoting the online fitness. I want to focus on selling the hat still, but I also need to focus on what's going to also make money down the road too.
Yeah.
And that's the fitness.
Okay. Yeah. Well, Joe, it's been real. It's been good. Appreciate it. Appreciate you for coming through, you know?
Absolutely. This
Some
was
time.
a great opportunity.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then we'll drop your links down below so people can click on it, check you out, give you a follow, buy a hat, and all that stuff too. For sure.
Awesome. Yeah. I'll give you guys and send you guys the information for the Aspex Fitness, and like I'm probably just going to give you guys the one for the whole entire team because again, as I said, we're a team, not a individual.
Cool. Cool,
Sweet.
guys.
Yeah, so again, guys, appreciate you coming all the way out here, taking time out of your busy schedule to come chat with us for a little bit.
Absolutely. It was fun.
Yeah, but guys, if you guys want to know a little bit more about him, we got his links down there in the description, so be sure to check him out. If you guys like him, if you guys like the conversation we had today, make sure to give this video a thumbs up, and if you aren't already, click subscribe, and then that way you can be notified every time we get a new episode up live. But yeah, guys, with that, we'll see you guys next time. Thanks for tuning in.
Appreciate it, guys.
Peace out.
Yeah. Underrated, we the underdogs, underestimated.